Hi, I'm Scott Strauss. I'm a retired detective from the New York City Police Department, the Emergency Service Unit. On 9/11, I was assigned to rescue people that were buried beneath the rubble. 9/11 for me started on September 10th. I went into work at 11:30 that Monday night. I was working till 8 o'clock in the morning on September 11th. At the end of my shift, I got on the train and was headed back to Long Island, to my home. And I was listening to the radio, and I heard them talking about a plane that had struck the Trade Center. I got in my car and I raced back into the city. When I got into Manhattan, it was civilians. It was regular, everyday people, stopping cars, waving people through, waving emergency vehicles, fire trucks, police cars down to the Trade Center. It was an incredible sight. My crew got there just as the second tower had collapsed, and then we were assigned to go become part of a rescue operation. What we saw that day and the days after will haunt all of us forever. Nobody should see what the rescue workers saw that day and the days after. So we climbed into one of these buildings on the south side of Liberty Street and climbed over the piles of rubble into the building, and it was clawed out by the Trade Center that it came down. And a firefighter was coming off the pile, the center of the pile, and he told us about two police officers who were hurt towards the center of the pile. So we started climbing in the direction over to where the firefighter pointed. And there was the hole the size of a manhole. It wasn't round, it was just a hole. I dropped down into that hole. It was about a 6 to 8 foot drop. On my way down, I was saying to myself, I was telling my boys that I love them, be good in school, take care of mom. It made me proud because I didn't think I was coming out of there. We had to squeeze ourselves through holes around twisted steel. Some of these I-beams were burning hot. And we had to climb over them and pull ourselves through and up and around and down, and we could see Will Jimeno, Port Authority Police Officer Will Jimeno. He's laying on his back, completely covered in rubble and debris. The only thing that you can see of him is his head and his right arm and this part of his right side. I get to Will, and I'm clawing away at the rubble, trying to free up the rubble around him to try to get him out. You could only work in that area with Will for a few minutes because of the smoke and the dust. We finally got to a point where we thought we got Will out. Will's a big guy at the time, and I tried to pull him out, and Will is screaming in pain that his leg is pinned. I could see that there was a big chunk of debris, like a cinder block wall, pinning Will's left femur down to the rest of the pile. I couldn't get anything to move around it, to free it. So they brought this battery-operated jaws of life down, and it's a pretty heavy piece of equipment. Now we hear another voice. It comes out of nowhere in the rubble. And he says, the voice says, how are you doing? I said, Sarge, where are you? And how are you? He says, he's in bad shape. So I operate the tool, the cinder block wall cracks, falls off his leg, and I'm like, great, he's out. We get Will into a Stokes basket and we pass him out. We got Will out, and I crawled back into that hole. It took another 6 or 7 hours to get John out, but they got him out. He like the rest of us on that rescue operation, got to see our kids grow. We were here for all these years. Sadly, 14 of our coworkers in my unit died that day. Didn't have that luxury. The 2,900 people who died that day didn't have that luxury of seeing their families grow and our kids grow up. It was a tough day. The sense of unity and the sense of patriotism that happened in the days following 9/11, it lasted for months. for months was just phenomenal. I would love to get back to that. There's a saying out there, we don't ever want another 9/11, but we'll take a 9/12. September 11th was a tough day, but September 12th, 13th, and 14th they were incredible. It's said that this World Trade Center, September 11th, was the greatest rescue operation in the history of the United States. Rescued 25,000 people out of those buildings, and it probably right. But it wasn't just the cops and the firefighters and the other rescue workers. It was regular citizens, regular people helping other people down from those floors. They were carrying, there's so many stories of regular people stepping up and helping the older gentleman, the younger lady who's hurt. They were carrying people who were in wheelchairs because of a physical challenge that they have previous to 9/11 that would normally rely on elevators to get up and down in that building. They were out of service, they were damaged, they weren't getting out, and they carried people down. Dozens of flights of stairs. They could have ran out and saved themselves. They had no idea what was going to happen to them, but they didn't. What I want young people to know, learn from 9/11 is to help other people. Do what you can to help your neighbor, whether it's shoveling snow for the old person on your block, helping an older lady in her house with her grocery bags, getting involved in community organizations. It will help you and help them, and it will help you get a sense of appreciation for life, for what you're looking to do in your world. It'll make you a better person. If you can help one or two people, you're ahead of the game already, and it's because it's contagious. When you help somebody else see it, and then they'll help somebody. It's just the way we are. It's just the way Americans are, and that's what we're going to do, and that's what you guys should do too. Just help other people.